Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. It's Wednesday. I just wanted to come on and say good morning and talk a little bit about the last video I put on there, the mirrored one, in regards to Mr. Gates and his... Well, I'm not even going to say that word because that's a bad word on here anymore, but the fact that he wants to be able to trace whether we get that bad word through a tattoo, bioluminescent tattoo. And if you think about it, it's truth is stranger than fiction. It's like if you took every movie you ever watched growing up and smashed it all together, it doesn't even hold a candle compared to what's actually happening in real life. But basically the point of the tattoo is when you decide to get this bad word put in your arm, for them to be able to check and make sure that you have it. So let's just say, you know, everything goes back to normal and they're not by law allowing you to go back to work unless you have this bad word in your arm. So there's going to be a lot of people out there that are anti-bad word, and they're gonna fight it either way. And maybe not, you know, some of them may not have Christ in them or on their way, but they're going to lie about it. They're not going to tell the truth because they don't want to lose their jobs, but at the same time they don't want to get that put into their body. But we can't serve two masters, you guys. This is all coming down to choices, free will. So there is going to come a point where it's that moment of no return. So I pray you're walking in that right now. So this tattoo, basically, what they're going to be able to do is if you say, no, I've already taken that, don't worry about it. They're going to be able to run, whether it be a black light or whatever Terminator style technology they've got going on, and they'll scan it and they'll see whether your arm glows or whether it doesn't. I do believe that there will be technology involved so that we can be contact traced, is the new phrase, I guess. And so it's going to come to a point where all of these things are put into place. And I know it's going to be all under the guise of, you know what, it's the best for everybody. You know, if we don't do this, it's just going to spread like wildfire. Even though it doesn't even come close to what the yearly flu produces. We're doing this for you. So here's the real kicker. And if you had a chance to watch the video, great. If you hadn't had an opportunity, go back and watch it if you're interested. Or just do some more your own research, you guys. And again, all of these things that are said in these videos, you got to do your research on them. And then there's going to be times where you've done your research and, you know, maybe it doesn't sit well after or whatever the case may be, but that's the point of all this information. Don't take anything I say, not one word that I say exactly for gospel. Make sure you do your own research, you guys. Now, the chemical agent that creates this bioluminescence just so happens to be called luciferase. And the person that actually found it, and I believe that like the first kind of understanding of it was through fireflies. So I don't know if any of you have actually seen a firefly, but it's actually unbelievably beautiful. And so this chemical that the firefly has in it, the gentleman that was actually studying and the scientist at the time decided to call it luciferase. So that should give you some insight into that gentleman's field of work. But the reason why he named it that is because Lucifer means light bearer. And so yeah, there's that, which I found quite interesting. Now, the point of my video here today, guys, again, I got something's tingling here, and it reminds me of a hunter, hunting with bait, or you're fishing with a nice tasty worm on the end of it, and we're the fish, you guys. Something's not sitting right with this whole Bill Gates, all of these signs pointing, to the one direction, because here's the thing. Although I know our beautiful Father will make it for people that are in His Word, are trusting in Him, that it will be obvious. I know that. But this is so obvious that it's obvious to people that aren't even there yet, or not even remotely close. You know what I mean? So I'm just seeing some things going on here where, and I'm going to use another example here. So I've been following Dr. Rashid Buttar, and again, I had mentioned in a couple videos ago, there's something about him. I don't know what it is. And it's how he says things, and it's the look on his face. And he's a very good speaker, you guys. He actually reminds me a lot of Barack Obama, very fluid and just very, very good at public speaking. And you know what? Could a doctor be very good at public speaking? A person can be whatever they are gifted as. So whatever talent the Father decides to give them, then yes, they're going to be great at that. But things are not done by accident, you guys. I just see these striking similarities. And so his message, although it sounds perfect and amazing, if you look at the comments of his live streams, and I encourage you to check it out, you're going to see a common theme there. And I almost don't want to tell you what it is, just so you can go and take a look and then see for yourself and see if we come to the same conclusion. But I guess there's no point to this video if I don't say anything. There's a real push for a one world religion in there, you guys. So Mr. Buttar is a Muslim, and he opened up with one of his last live streams where he was saying, as you all know, I'm a Muslim, and I've been fasting for 24 hours, and so don't mind me, I'm just a little dehydrated, and so he starts with that, okay? Fair enough. So then I start listening to him, and this is where he starts getting into his preaching, and he's getting very passionate about it, and you can feel that through the gentleman. You can feel there is a force coming through him that is very convincing, I guess, is the easiest way to explain it. Now, while I'm listening to him speak, I'm watching the comments. And I'm watching there's certain people that are spamming the same comment over and over again. And I managed to actually take a snapshot of it. So I'll probably make the thumbnail that snapshot just so you guys can see it. But, and again, I'm just paraphrasing here, but it did have, it was something about London Real, Warriors of London Real, which is another channel, and they're the ones that promoting these guys that have been banned, like David Icke, Buttar. But I'm starting to see a theme here, you guys, and I'll leave it for you to explore yourselves, so that we can all come together and be able to discern this information that's been given to us. Now, throughout this chat, it was a bunch of people calling on unity. All religious groups unite. We need unity. And it's the same story. Nothing's new under the sun, you guys. It's the same story, the same plot, the same agenda that this enemy's been pushing for since the beginning. The Tower of Babel, you got Sodom and Gomorrah, You've got, in the days of Noah, you've got all these different times where the enemy has tried to push his agenda forward, seeing if his tares were ripe to be able to push forth, and then the Father has his restrainer on it and says, no, not on my watch, not this time, and then shuts it down. So you got the enemy, he's trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and then we've got our beautiful Father, long suffering, you guys. He will wait till the very last soul is saved. So you got the saints begging, when are you coming? When is our redemption? And our Father, beautiful and perfect, he wants every single last one of us. And he knows who we all are, guys. He knows every one of us that's going to make it, and those of us that aren't. So he's waiting. So when you pay attention to the things that are going around you, any kind of information, whether it be from me, whether it be from anybody, just pay attention, because things do stand out to you. And back to Mr. Gates there, it just seems like a huge coincidence that, you know, all of these things, whether it be his tracking system, the patent, you know, just everything being so dead brutally obvious, you know, even to people that maybe aren't following as closely as we are. So I just basically wanted to come on here and explain, you know, pay attention, you guys, because now it's with this luciferase, the 666 patent, it just seems like we're trying to be sold something here, you guys. That's all I'm saying. And having discernment and understanding, you know, our enemy's a snake, you guys. Was a literal snake at one point, but he's a snake, so he it's a smoke screen. You look over here, and it's coming from the other side. That's he's the father of all lies. He's trickery. So he's gonna try to trick us. So why wouldn't he try to go, hey, children of God, look over here, and you didn't see it coming. So the only way we're going to see it coming, you guys, is faith. Staying in prayer, staying humble, repenting from sin, walking like Yahushua HaMashiach, doing our best to try to be as close to perfect of an ambassador of our Father that we can be. So all this other stuff is just background noise. It's static, you guys. And as I mentioned before, I get sucked into it. It goes through waves where the enemy will spit out a bunch of information, and then I get sucked back in. But the moral of the story is, I just want to be here for you, and I appreciate you being here for me. Give up your life, you guys. Don't worry about your life or where it's going. Just know that you've been put here for everybody else. And if you can bear that in mind, just keep pushing forward. Keep trying to bring that person beside you to the Word. Try to use as many examples as you possibly can so that they finally get it. So I hope you have a blessed day. I pray that you're protected. I pray that you have discernment. The Father gives you eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to understand it all. So enjoy your day, you guys, and Father willing, I'll definitely do another one. Take care. Bye.